Hi everyone, we're gonna start the presentation. Today we're gonna talk about something very interesting, and I'm sure everyone experienced this work-life unbalance usually because you feel like you're working a lot, you don't have really time for yourself or your personal life. So today I'm gonna help you. We're gonna see first of all what is the issue and how can you try to also enjoy a work life balance, because it's very important to have both and to really take care of yourself, not only to work, because we are on this planet not only to work but also to enjoy a lot of other things. So let's start, and as usual you can ask all your questions at the end of the presentation. Okay, first we're gonna talk about is introduction, then myth and fact. So we can do it a little bit more interactive. Okay, so you can just tell me, we can write in the chat if it's a myth or a fact to see if you know a little bit about it. And then we're gonna talk about the reasons for the imbalance of work-life balance, and then the consequence of work-life imbalance, like what happens when you work a lot, for example, and you don't have time to really enjoy your life, and how can we restore the balance into our life. Okay, I will give you some tips on how to do that. And lastly, how you can manage stress at work, because a lot of the imbalance usually comes actually from stress at work, and having a lot of stress and a lot of work, and having a big load of work usually. Okay, so I'm gonna also tell you how to manage this stress. So first, let's start with the introduction. Okay, so today the purpose, this is what we're going to talk about in the presentation. So we're going to focus on how to successfully combine work, family, relationships, and leisure time into a satisfying life. And we're going to also approach this in this way. We're going to enhance the ability to evaluate priorities, to focus on the big picture, and use a long-term planning. Okay, so don't always think about only today or tomorrow. No, think long-term always whenever you want to plan and whenever you want to be happy. Use prioritizing and organizational skills also to make sense out of conflicting demands. Okay, now we're gonna also like explain more in detail. Let's introduce what is a work-life balance. So work-life balance is a broad concept that including proper prioritizing between work on one hand and life on the other. Okay, so it's between work and life. Now, with nowadays, I'm sure many of you just really focus on work only, but the other part is also very important. We need to have a really good balance between the two. Recent studies show that 60% of employees are not able to find balance between their personal and professional life. So let's restore balance into your life today. Okay, so I'm gonna help you, and I'm gonna help you to like teach you actually how you can balance your work and your life, and have a nice balance of the two. Now, let's start with a small myth or fact, okay? And I want you guys to also chat with me. Let's make it a bit interactive. With the first one, do you think, is it a myth or a fact? So, myth is something that is not correct, and a fact, it's true, okay? So, just write if it's myth or fact. Let's start with the first one. Work-life balance means spending 50% of your time at work and 50% of your time at home. Is it a myth or a fact? What do you guys think? Okay, we have some answers. It's a fact, the first answer. Let's see. Any other guys, do you want to also give me your input? Is it a myth or a fact that you should be spending 50% of your time at work and 50% at home? Okay, let's continue. Women desire more work-life balance than men. What do you guys think? Is it true or is it a myth that women want more work-life balance than men? For, workaholic, it seems like a myth. Yes. Okay, so we have to, yes. Let's see. Each person has a different work-life balance. What do you guys think? Each person has a different work-life balance. I think it's true, right? Because some people, yeah, some people, they think that, for example, they have other priorities like their children, like their work. Some people have priority as exercising. You know, each one like manages their life differently. Okay, the imbalance of work life is related to increased absenteeism. So whenever someone really like take a sick leave all the time, someone is sick, this makes like the work life imbalance basically. Okay, so let's now answer if it's a myth or a
Hello.
guys, please just make sure your phones are
Hello. Mama, namanya mute karo na. Mute. Hello.
okay. I agree with like women really work a lot and they have a lot of things to do, but let's move into the next slide and see if it's correct or not. So work-life balance means spending 50% of your time at work and 50% of your time at home. This is a myth, okay? It doesn't have to be that way because work-life balance is not only like spending time at home. It can be other things. It can be like going out after work, it can be spending time with your family, it can be spending time exercising. It's not only and it's not it shouldn't be really like 50-50. Okay, I'm sure like a lot of our time we spend it mostly in the office, which is okay, but you need to also have a balance outside the office, also like during weekends on how to balance it. Okay, so don't only like if even if you just go back home and you do nothing, this is not a really life, it's not a balance. You have to balance it more, like eat healthy, spend time with your friends. Okay, it has to be a more balance of a little bit of everything that makes you happy. Second, women desire more work-life balance than men. It's a myth actually. I know women, it's very hard for them because they need to take care of the children. They have like a lot of work, like they need to cook, they need to also work. I know it's very hard and they require this balance, but also men actually, they love to have this balance. But usually men are really like into work, 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 but it's not healthy. This is why we should bring awareness even to men that they need to have a work-life balance, okay, for a healthier lifestyle for them and for their family and their children and their wives and etc. Now, each person has a different work-life balance. This is a fact, okay? As I said, each person has priorities, have different, you know, beliefs of what is a priority, what is a life, like work-life balance, basically, because it's not, you cannot really like generalize it. For each person, it's different. And lastly, the imbalance of work life is related to increased absenteeism. It's a fact. Okay, whenever, for example, you work a lot, so people are gonna be sick of going to the office. They're not gonna be motivated. This is why it's very important to take your leaves. Uh, you know, like use your leave days and enjoy your time off to refresh, to recharge, and go back to the office in a better and like fresh attitude and motivation. Now, what is work-life balance? These like we can define it in these few words. First is hobbies and interests. Okay, you need to check what is your hobby, what is your interest, and you need to give it time. Like you need to give time to everything you love. For example, my hobby, for example, is to do yoga or to read. It depends. Each one is different. Each person, I mean, have has a different hobby or interest. Then future plans and project. Okay, always think about the future. This is very important. It can also be affected by your job, so this is all work-life balance. Also sports and exercise, family and relationships. Okay, because family, of course, it can have an impact on work life. Your friends, of course, and your religious and spiritual concerns. Okay, so this is, we can generalize a little bit that this is what work-life balance is about. Okay, so it's a job, it's your friends, your family, your hobbies, your religious or spiritual concerns. Okay, all these contribute to a work-life balance. This is why you need to give a little bit of time to each category to really have a balanced work life. Now, reason for imbalance. Why a lot of people, for example, don't have the time to enjoy their life? And these are some of the reasons. First is competition at work. Okay, nowadays it's getting very competitive, especially in big companies. You need to try uh, to prove yourself in your company. Also, global economy. Everywhere now there's an economy, especially with COVID. Um, and in general, it's not easy to work and you need to prove yourself even more so that your company can keep you, right? Also, international business. Now there's a lot of international business, so longer working hours, right? So a lot of people you work with are not in the country. So it's different time zone. Longer working hours, okay, because you have more workload, a lot of stress, and advanced technology use. So without realizing, we spend a lot of time on technology, and this is why sometimes we don't have time to really focus on our life and on our hobbies and on our exercise and basically on things we like to do. And lastly, changes in family structure. As we all know now, the wife and the husband, they are both working, especially in this age, right? Usually before it was the wife, she stays at home, she takes care of the children. Now there's a change that almost every like house, we find that the housewife or the wife, she tries to work as well. So it's also very hard to balance between work and life. Now, what are the consequences of work-life balance imbalance? I mean, what will happen? How will it affect on your health? Okay, so if you work out a lot, if you don't have time for like your hobbies, your health, take care of yourself, this is what will happen. First is obesity. Okay, not having time to exercise or eat well can actually increase obesity. So prepare your food a day before so you don't have to eat fast food, and find at least 30 minutes to exercise 4 times a week. Okay, this is very important. So always try to prepare your food ahead of time so that you really feel you're healthy and you can have time to also exercise. Second, how imbalance can affect your health is exhaustion. Not sleeping well will increase the chance of getting sick. So always try to get 6 to 8 hours a day of sleep. Okay, really like rest your body, right? Relax your muscles. Don't overdo it. And lastly, you will also have emotional problems if you work a lot. Like for example, stress and exhaustion will affect relationships and personal identity. You will feel like, for example, you don't have the energy to talk to your family or with your friends. So this will really cause some relationship problems. So this is why always have a good work-life balance. Now, how can we restore balance into your life? This is the way to do it. Now I'm going to give you some tips. First is to slow down. Life is really simply too short. Okay, just slow down, take some steps to stop and enjoy the things and people around you. Be grateful. Always grateful is really like whenever someone is grateful, you will really feel like you have everything you need. So always slow down, enjoy your life. Okay, don't rush into things. Find some ways also to distance yourself from the things that are causing you the most stress. If it's at work, for example, now I'm going to talk about how to manage stress at work, okay, or other things. Always find some ways to distance yourself from negative things, even if it's a person, for example. If you feel some negative vibes toward that, like it comes from this person, try to avoid this person. Okay, so always try to feel what is causing you this stress and distance yourself from it. Second, take care of your health. Stress will higher your blood pressure. This is very important. A lot of people don't know that. But suddenly you might have blood pressure and you don't know what the cause is. And usually it's because of stress, for example, or if you're not eating well. So these are some de-stress techniques that you can do, like yoga. I love doing yoga. Really, whenever I do yoga, I feel so relaxed and like I don't feel stressed afterward. and it helps you really to concentrate on only, you know, your body movement, and you forget what's happening around you. You only focus in the moment on what's important and how to take care of your body. Second, for example, painting. A lot of people love to paint. It gives them a distress. Okay, so it's good to do that. Meditation is also very important to try to just, you know, relax your mind, meditate. If you don't know how to meditate, you can just go to on YouTube and just type guided meditation, and a lot of them will help you actually to, you know, de-stress. Then we also have some breathing exercise that will also help you. Of course, well balanced food. Okay, it's very important to eat healthy. If you don't eat healthy, we saw what might, how will it affect actually affect your health. Okay, you will become obese and all of these things. Your blood pressure might increase. Okay, so always eat healthy and balanced food, a bit of everything. Okay, but focus mainly on everything that is fresh, that is, you know, organic, healthy. Um, Not, of course, not fried food. And lastly, try to sleep 6 to 8 hours a day. Okay, it's very important to sleep well, to relax your body, not to think, don't overthink before going to sleep, and meditate before sleeping so that you will sleep even better. Don't overbook. Okay, so don't plan too many things, because for example, some of you might say, okay, I will, for example, do 5 meetings in a day, and then I will go out with my friends at night. And whenever you finish your meetings, you're gonna feel like you're really exhausted and you just need a break. So don't overbook. Okay, plan your week ahead of time and prioritize your time. What's important versus what can wait. Always write down, for example, every Sunday or every Saturday before your week starts, what do you have to finish this week, and try to plan it throughout the whole week so that you feel that you're not, you know, under pressure or you're not very stressed. Also, learn to say no. You don't have to agree with everything and with everyone. If you feel like it's too much to handle, if your boss, for example, keep on giving you tasks all the time, or if your husband keep on telling you, I need you to cook, for example, 2 dishes per day, and you don't have time to do that, you can say no. It's fine, but of course, in a nice way that they can understand where you're coming from and that you have a lot on your plate and need help. It's okay to ask for help. Okay, it's okay to say, for example, to your boss that you have a lot of other tasks going on and you need more time or more deadline, and it will be fine. They will understand, of course, or they can also help you with your task. Okay, so always say what's on your mind. Don't keep it inside. Don't overuse technology, because if you overuse technology, it can actually, you know, affect your personal life and also your professional time. So always have a balanced time. For example, say I can only use like social media, technology, let's say 1 hour a day, or like you can set the time as much as you want, but don't let it, you know, affect your personal life or just make you lazy and stay at home, watch some videos, some TikTok, some Snapchat, YouTube. No, don't do that. Be active with your time, okay? Because like you can really, instead of spending these 10 minutes scrolling on your phone, you can do some homework. Some workout at home, like some plank exercise, some push-up. These will really actually help your health, right? So always try to manage your time with technology. Now, this is the important part, and this is the last part we're going to talk about, is how to manage stress at work. So, I'm going to give you some tips. First, finding someone to talk to can really help. Okay, always have like a close friend or a family member, even, you know, someone at work you're close with, a counselor or a psychologist. It's very important to share your stress. Okay, always talk about it. Don't keep it inside, or else you're going to feel more stressed. Then learn to relax. Make sure you set aside time for the things you enjoy, such as exercising, meditating, reading, gardening, or listening to music. Okay, for example, try not to stay after working hours at the office. Just try to manage your time accordingly, where you can finish your work for the week, for example. Try to manage it in a nice way So that way you can leave on time, and then you can have time for yourself to do the things you enjoy, as we said, like exercising, meditating, even just going for a walk, spending time with your family. Okay, things that will make you forget work. It's very important to disconnect from work after office hours. Then take your annual leave each year and make sure you have a proper break from work. Okay, it's very important to disconnect. And we always, like we all do, we have like some days off that we need to take, and it will really help you, be more motivated, recharge, and feel more refreshed and more focused on work. Get out of the workplace during lunch, even if it's just for a 10-minute walk, okay? So you feel refreshed and more productive in the afternoon. So I know a lot of you, for example, might eat on their desk, but it's not really healthy way. I know now with corona and all, it's not very easy to just sit in the pantry, for example, maybe with a lot of people, but try to change scenery, okay? Even if it's alone, but don't sit and like work while eating. It's not healthy. Okay, always like disconnect whenever you're eating. That way also you're more aware of what you're eating, you don't overeat, and make sure that you change scenery so you feel more refreshed. And as I said, you can just go for a 10-minute walk under the office, for example. Make a small, like um, just a bit of walking for 10 minutes. Also, you will increase your daily steps, and then you'll feel more productive in the afternoon. And it's good to also see the light, the sun, get some vitamin D. Lastly, eat healthy food that doesn't affect your mood. Okay, so minimize sugar and refined carbs, increase fruits, vegetables, omega 3, and avoid smoking and caffeine, because smoking and caffeine can really affect your mood. Um, you will feel relaxed after smoking, but then you're gonna crave it again. So try as much as you can to really decrease smoking or avoid it, and especially caffeine as well. It might peak your energy, but also it's gonna go down like your energy afterwards whenever you don't have enough caffeine, and you're gonna crave it again. Okay, so try to limit caffeine to one cup a day. And if you want to drink something hot, you can drink some herbal tea. They're really good. They don't contain a lot of calories, and they don't have caffeine usually. Okay, these are some tips. Now, also try scheduling meetings during core working hours and not your personal time. So never take a meeting, or never like plan something, even if it's with your boss or with anyone after working hours. Of course, if it's an exception, then you can do it like once uh, every while, but not every day, because this will affect your personal life and your personal time. You will not have time to do your exercise or spending time with your children, with your family. So always try to schedule your meetings during working hours. Also, restrict your overtime hours and speak to your manager if demands are unreasonable. If you feel that you are staying every single day overtime, then something is wrong. Maybe they can hire someone else to help you. But it's not healthy to stay overtime every single day. Okay, it's not normal. If you stay overtime, for example, once per week, or I don't know, like if it's okay with you, then it's fine. But every single day, it's not healthy. If you frequently work late, try leaving on time at least a couple of times a week. Um, yeah. So as I said, if you work late, just make sure that some of the time you can leave a bit earlier. Okay, that way you can have some time for yourself, and avoid checking your email or answering work calls out of hours. I never check my emails after working hours, because like I need to disconnect. Everyone should disconnect, even you guys. Okay, try to always set a time. For example, I will work from 9 to 6 or from 10 to 7, whatever feels good for you. And then after that time, I will not check anymore. Of course, if it's not urgent, it can wait for the next day. But if it's urgent, then you might take the call. If it's one, as we said, if it's an exception, then it's fine. But if it's every day, then it's not okay. Okay, don't let people get used to this idea. And lastly, always talk to your supervisor, like colleagues, time management, salary, etc., even your HR. It's important to share whatever is bothering you. They can actually help you. They can find ways to release the stress, to help you like manage your time better. Okay, even with your colleagues, maybe they can give them a bit of extra work that, for example, if you don't have time to finish it, always ask for help. It's okay. Don't feel like shy. Don't be shy about it. Or if you feel like you have also a lot of work, maybe they can increase your salary. So these are some tips, okay, to manage stress at work and can actually help to balance your work life in general. So this is the conclusion, and then I'm gonna take all your questions. And even if it's not about the topic, of course, even if you have questions about the product and usually in general about health, I am so happy to help you. So in conclusion, the key word is balance. Okay, so find the right balance that works actually for you. Each person has a different, balance basically. So celebrate your successes and don't dwell on your failures. Live and work, but don't forget to play, to have fun in life and really enjoy it. Remember, you are in control of your life choices and you only live once, so make the most out of it. And I want to remind you guys that we actually live not to work. Okay, so there are a lot of other things in life than just working, but of course we work to live, to have more money, to go and spend it on ourselves, on our things we love to do, traveling, for example. So always have fun in your life. Okay, be positive, spread positivity and kindness, and good vibes. So this is my email for the people who don't have it, in case you have any questions. And now I can help you with all questions you have. So I know today it's a bit like not about the supplement, but it's important also to talk about well-being, about your stress, about your life, not only just to take supplements and talk about nutrition. It's good also to talk about mental health. A lot of people suffer from it. So we have some questions. Please share this presentation. Sure, you can find this presentation on YouTube, or you can send me an email and I can share it by PDF. Any other questions, guys? If you want to know more, like I know some you'd like to know more about our products, maybe today I didn't really talk about the product, but of course, like you can go ahead and ask. Or for example, if you have stress, if you feel like you're stressed um, in your life, in your in your office, at work, I can help you. I can give you some tips. Okay, procrastination is like the fact of thinking really ahead, like overthinking. Okay, so this can actually affect you. So it's good to plan for the future, but don't like overdo it and don't stress yourself a lot. Just go with the flow. Always have a plan, and yeah, that's it. And always like write down what you want to achieve in a nice like time oriented goal, like the SMART goals. So this will actually help you be specific, put some measurable time. For example, I want to achieve this week, okay? And write it down and just achieve it. Try to do it. Okay, we have a question. For normally working ladies, what type of nutrition they need to take? What do you mean by nutrition? You mean by food, or you want the supplement? Usually for working ladies, just like it's normal, like they need to be healthy basically. Okay. You're talking about supplements. Okay. So for supplements, they can take, for example, some RG plus with the aloe vera. Okay, it can really help with blood circulation, with the energy, with their mood. It has also antioxidants. They can also take a lot of supplements, like almost everything. It depends what they want. For example, they can also take the Vitalize Women for women health in general. They can also take daily as a multivitamin. Okay. They can also take the herbal tea because it doesn't contain caffeine um, or calories. So they can drink it throughout the office, throughout the day. And yeah, I really recommend also the probiotic. It's good to take one tablet in the morning on empty stomach. It can actually really help with digestive system in general, with the good bacteria in your gut, your mood, and your immunity. Any other questions, guys? Okay, we have a question. Supplements for kids. Yeah, we give the Forever Kids, the aloe bits and peaches, and the honey. They can all help, and the kids actually can take it. We have another question. For uric acid, which supplement to take? So usually for uric acid, you can give the Absorbin C. It can help. But it's mainly the food, okay? So try to avoid food that are high in like purine. Okay, it's a word also used for like uric acid. So yeah. Okay, yesterday I completed my C9 and it was a great experience. I'm really happy to hear that. I'm glad that you had a good experience. Usually a lot of people, like mostly they have really good experience with the C9, and I really recommend it. It's good to clean your body from time to time. You know, so it's I'm happy you had a good experience. Okay, we have another question. For those on C9, how long they should take for starting Fit 15? Like they can start this, you know, as soon as they finish the C9, they can start directly the Fit 15. It's fine. Any other questions, guys? I would like to remind you that the presentation will be posted on YouTube and you can watch it again also and share it with your team members. And tomorrow we're going to do the same presentation but in Arabic. So if you know any of your team members that speak Arabic and they would like to join, also same time but in Arabic tomorrow. Okay, guys, I guess this is it. So no more questions. Thank you all so much for joining. I hope you learned something from today's presentation, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.